everyone, how are you guys doing? Today I'm going to be doing a demo and review on the Dinair Airbrush makeup kit. I did receive this from Dinair, I'm just putting that out there. Of course, these sort of videos are my true opinion and I would never say good things about a brand just because I got something for free. I'm not paid at all. I just received the product to be able to show and demonstrate to you guys. And I'm really excited because I do own another airbrushing machine. I own one from Boletto Studio, which is sort of one of the other kind of popular at home, you know, or professional sort of airbrushing machine that I think Dinair is kind of up there too. So I'm really excited to be able to try this and compare it, especially because the Boletto Studio one I paid for with my own money 100%. I was not sponsored or given it to or anything like that. I have no affiliation whatsoever with Boletto Studio. That guy I paid for with my own hard-earned cash. So to be able to kind of compare the two is going to be really nice. So when Dinair contacted me, they let me pick out my own little color and everything. If you guys are curious, this actual compressor here is in the shade Champagne. They have a ginormous shade selection. You can really customize it and get a really cool color depending on maybe what your theme is in your bathroom or your vanity room or just, you know, whatever color you like the most. I really like this kind of taupey, champagne-y shade and I thought it was really pretty. So I'm happy about that. And the Boletto Studio one I believe only comes in a few different shades. So there you definitely get more selection or customization when it comes to this. As far as what you actually get in your kit, and what I know about Dinair is that it's very customizable as far as their foundation range goes. There's stuff for dry skin, oily skin, and kind of normal skin. I believe that I just got the normal skin version. It's called Dinair Glamour. It's supposed to give you just really flawless coverage, and that's sort of its big claim. They do have stuff that's more moisturizing, stuff that's more mattifying, so you can really tailor it to whatever you're looking for. Everything comes in a nice big pouch. The compressor comes in a separate box itself. Comes with a little pad for you to put the compressor on, kind of a nice little rubber mat so it'll stick there. You get, I mean, so many different things with this, you guys. And I felt like with my Boletto Studio kit, I got a lot, but this comes with, honestly, just so much more. With my kit, I received a Dinair Airbrush cleaner. I got 4 different foundation shades, which are the same as what you get with Boletto Studio, but with Dinair, or I should say with Boletto Studio, I didn't get the airbrush cleaner, which you do with Dinair, which I think is really cool. You also get a highlight, a eyeliner, and then 2 blushes. And I am going to be demonstrating a couple of these today. They also give you, which I think is really nice, they do give you a moist and dewy kind of thing, like I said with the Boletto Studio. It's something that you can put a drop in into the machine and then use it to just sort of take down any of the powderiness or any of the sort of fake looking sortness to it. They do give you what's called a practice color. It looks like it's a very kind of like orangey shade, and when you get the kit, what you receive are some face charts so you can actually take the airbrushing machine and practice on, sort of pull it away, get really close, see what your coverage range is. And I think that that's really nice because for people who are new to airbrushing, which I'm not, I've airbrushed lots before, but for people who are new, it's really, really good to be able to get the feel for it. They also give you some samples of like actual eyeshadow colors, which is really fun. I've never actually airbrushed eyeshadow, so I might do that with these like on camera sometime for you guys. Obviously, I have something else going on today, but that is really cool. They also give you like a super, super light shade. This is in the shade Alabaster, so if you're like the fairest of the fair, that's a pretty good color for you. This comes with a DVD to kind of show you what you're doing, and then some stencils and some warranty information and a how-to. It also has a little container for you to put water in, which is really helpful when you're switching from shade to shade. So overall, I feel like the value here is amazing, and I feel like it comes with more stuff than the Boletto Studio one did. The Boletto Studio was just sort of like your basics, what you need to get going, and this I think just kind of goes a little bit above and beyond that. So the foundation shade that I'm going to be using today is called Vanilla. With airbrush makeup, you always want to make sure that you really shake it up well because the products tend to separate, or the ingredients do, within the actual container itself. So the more you shake it, typically the better results you're going to get. As far as your foundation range, they give you 4 shades. 2, obviously they get darker as you kind of go along, but you get 2 shades that are more pink based and then 2 shades that are more yellow based. I prefer the yellow based shades, and so that's why I'm using this guy. I think that the packaging of these is super cute. They have like a little heart on them, which is really fun. And what I might actually do, just because I think that this shade might be a little bit too, like, I don't know, too light for me, I think I'm going to mix it in with kind of the darker shade here. and this is called Olive Beige. Kind of got a nice yellowy olivey tone. I am a little bit more tan, like around my forehead and more around the perimeter of my face, so I think that mixing the two will be good. And I did pick today to do this because I do have a couple of like acne marks, and I did break out a little bit because I just got off my period, so it's good to kind of test it out when you can see how well it actually covers. So what I'm going to do here, typically with airbrush makeup you only need about 4 to 6 different drops. So I think I'm going to do about 3 of the, what is this, the vanilla. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do about 2 drops of the olive beige. Usually then I'll just kind of wiggle my, what is it called, wand, sort of up and down, just so that the product can mix a little bit. And then another trick to do to get it to mix is to back bubble it. So for this sort of compressor, you just click the button here and then it turns on. There we go. And then you can spin the dial to adjust how much airflow you get out of it. I always recommend kind of putting it like somewhere in the middle, but kind of at a lower end of the middle, just because it's good to start slow and then build up more from there. To mix your foundation, you can stick your finger on the end here and then pull back on the little lever here, and you can see here that it creates a little bit of a bubbling effect when you do that. So that helps to mix it. Obviously, to work the machine, what you want to do is you want to pull back on the lever, take about 6 inches away from your face, and then in circular motions, you just want to start airbrushing. Right now, if you don't pull back on the leather, nothing comes out. The only thing, did I say leather or lever? Lever. The only thing that comes out when you're not pushing on it is just air. So it gives you some time to kind of, you know, get a feel for it, and you can definitely practice it a little bit more this way. And now we will start and we will pull back. You'll feel it because it's actually a bit like wet on your face. And then the closer you get to your face, the more coverage it'll give you. The further you go away, the less. And then wherever I need some kind of like spot concealing, what you want to do is you want to get kind of close, pull back on the lever, and just keep it there. And then use the air to dry it down. And you can see just how well this product covered that area. So far, I will say that this stuff feels a bit lighter on the skin than the Boleto Studio one does. I mean, it's all airbrush, it all feels light, but the Boleto Studio definitely feels more wet on the skin. This is kind of like you almost need to test it to make sure product's, you know, actually coming out of there. Which obviously you can see the coverage, but you know, sometimes with it being so natural, it could be kind of hard to tell. Once the foundation runs out, you'll hear this noise. It just sounds different. You can see, just hear that it's empty. So at that point, you either need to refill with more drops. I would suggest kind of just doing 1 or 2. And then you can go and you can continue on the rest of your face. The entire finish of this is exceptionally natural. It feels like nothing on the skin. It doesn't transfer off crazy. I do think if you're doing a lot of high impact activity, even though airbrush tends to be pretty waterproof, you still might notice a little bit of movement, but you won't notice it, you know, transferring off of everything. It sticks on the skin, and for the most part, no matter how much you're sweating through the day, you'll notice that it really does stay on. Now I want to go in and use the blush. I could never get the Boleto Studio blush to work for me, so I'm excited to see how this is. And I'm in no way bashing Boleto Studio. That's been the one that I've used on all my clients for the past 3 years. I think it's great, but it is kind of fun to try out something new. So the blush shade that I'm going to use, like I said, is called Peach Beige, or did I say that? I'm not sure. So this stuff, typically you just need a tiny little bit of it. I'm just going to do like 2 drops maybe. Blush, I usually like to go just a little bit less intense on the amount of air that's coming out, just because it is something that you are definitely going to want to build up rather than try to build down, or what should I say, blend down. I like to get a little bit closer to the face. Hopefully you guys can start to see that color for me. I think the key with this is just patience. If you feel like no color is coming out, just give it time, because you can see obviously it does build up. Much better to do that than have clown cheeks. And again, that was about too much of product, so next time I know to use 1 drop. So overall, my thoughts so far is that you definitely don't need a lot of product. For foundation, I would do 3 drops. Blush, honestly, do 1. I think that the finish of it is, like I said, super, super natural. I don't feel the need to go in with like an actual makeup brush and blend out anything. It looks really good. I'm really happy with it. It looks great. Like, it looks like my skin, but just better and just more fresh and more alive. I really liked how it seemed to cover up that spot really nicely. So overall, I give this entire setup a total thumbs up. I've had nothing but good luck with this stuff so far, and I'm really happy with it. I think that the entire setup is really user-friendly. I think that for beginners or professionals, you're going to have a really good time using this, and I think that your clients will like it, and I think you yourself will like it. If you want something that is very, very natural looking, that works great over acne especially, I think you're gonna love this. I've said it before when I did my Boleto Studio review. This stuff is basically just pigment and water, so it's one of the few foundations that you can wear on a daily basis that will not break you out whatsoever. Because it's also coming out of an air pump and not an actual brush, it also is extremely hygienic, so you don't have to worry about washing brushes all the time and trying to get those to be totally free of bacteria. What you're doing is you're pushing out air. So it's so hygienic and so clean and so good for your skin and so good for your face. And the finish and the results you get, I think, are great. And I'll zoom you guys up here so you can see it a little bit better. Really, really natural looking. Like I said, I think that that blush looks great. Super, super natural. Your skin will still show through. You can see here, you can still see my little freckles and stuff like that, but you can change that. You can layer this on as many times you want to get the sort of coverage that you desire. Anyway, like I said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you have any other questions, please contact me down in the comments. I will have a link to this stuff down in my description box. Other than that, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.